hypnosis, I don't know if you know this, but you tend to get cold. So, before this begins, I'm going to start doing a self-hypnosis session on myself. Again, you guys have been requesting this. You love when I go out there, explore what's in the universe, what's going to happen on the planet, and that's what's going to be the collective message for humanity on what is going to happen with the shift, the 5D shift everyone's been talking about. I'm sure you've heard of it by now in some place, or a friend talked about it, a family member, some strangers, someone must have brought it up to you. People have been discussing this shift for decades actually, but it's become kind of like a popular thing, almost like a trendy subject, especially in the spiritual and hypnosis community, and just honestly every community possible, the prepper community, the Christian community, like, it's just a thing, people talk about. So, yes, the coming changes of days. So this is all allegedly entertainment purposes only. I am not here to claim that I'm right, that I know it all, that I know everything, that I have all the answers. I ain't Jesus Christ, honey, okay? Does it look like I'm Jesus? Does it look like I'm Jesus? No. So, I don't have all the answers. So, just a disclaimer here, entertainment purposes only, relaxation, sleep purposes only. Okay, so my goal is to get to 500,000 subscribers. Can we do that? So, subscribe, tap that red button, hit all notifications when you need to be notified of new videos from me every single day, because I upload videos every single day. And I also have a website called Bomboni.com, and where you can check out my ASMR albums and Spotify. You guys are getting my numbers up on Spotify, so thank you so much. One of my tracks almost has 200k streams, so thank you. And please check out my bookings as well and my online course, but make sure you sign up for my newsletter. I have a special offer coming out very soon. I'm going to surprise you with it, and you don't want to miss it. You're going to miss it if you don't sign up for my newsletter, so go check it out. Only newsletter people will get this special offer. You're not going to hear about it anywhere else, so sign up. Alright, and that's that. So yeah, what are we waiting for? Let's begin this hypno session. So I'm going to just begin by getting myself comfortable, lying down in a comfortable position, making sure I'm good. I'm going to open my eyes and look at a point on the ceiling. Breathing in and exhaling and blinking, getting sleepier, drippier, drowsier. You can follow along to this to put yourself in hypnosis as well. Breathing deeply again while staring at that point on the ceiling, and exhale, and I feel my eyes getting even heavier now. I'm going to do it 5 times. Shoulders dropping. slippers on and a hot chocolate in my hand. This purple silky bathrobe with golden polka dots. That's just what's in my imagination now, no specific preference. My mind's way of being comfortable as possible. 10. Going deeper. Deeper down. 9. Relax. We're gonna go deeper today than we've ever been. Relax. Let go. 8. Down. Down. 7. Totally relaxed. Totally at ease. 6. Deeper. Deeper. 5. Relax. Relaxed. 4. Down. Going down. Deeper. Deeper down. 3. Think. Sleep. Sleep. 2. Down. Down, slowing the breath and the heart rate. 1. Totally comfortable. Totally relaxed. And 0. At the bottom of the footsteps, and I walk forward. Open the wooden door, turn the knob, and I set the intention as I open this doorway to access all of the Akashic records, all of the knowledge of wisdom, all of the insight into this 3-dimensional to 5-dimensional shift that the planet, that humanity, and all of its inhabitants are about to walk into and enter and not look back. Go. And I open the door, and I don't even have to open the door, it just sucks me in. Where am I? What do I need to see here? I'm just going through stars and space and okay, don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at me. I am literally seeing like a lizard people. It's like a salamander, like a slimy, like they seem they're trying to tell me like they're the first ones that were when we start okay, when people begin to be guided, you know how you have spirit guides or animal guides, ancestral guides. They go beyond lineage of time and space, and they contact you, and these these lizardy people, these salamandery people will start to like they're showing me like this, like faster and faster people are going to be starting to be contacted by these inhabitants, these beings. I don't want to call them creatures, I almost did, but it's like, no, they shake their head. It's like very insulting to call them that. These are not the R-E-P-T-I-L-E people. These are the lizard people. These are different than the R people. And they're more, like, you can tell, they're like smoother looking, more smoother, like skin complexion, like, you know, kind of like this, like how we normally have. The R people, the R-E-P-T-I-L-E people, are more like a rough skin, and they look meaner, they look nasty, and you feel their energy. It's kind of like very malicious and then. So these L people are more kind, and I see they're very like generous and giving. I see one like almost wanting to make me like a cup of tea, but they're saying they're gonna start to be reaching out to people. That's when you know the shift is about to take place. When people start dreaming about lizard, when people start seeing them, the salamander people, when they start really like even communicating, like some honestly might even see like lizards like as pets, like move their lips in different ways or start communicating actually like telepathically, like maybe you would with your cat or dog or your partner, you know, for example, your family member, and they're really trying to say like, hey, you know, this is what's out there and what we're gonna start to tap in and see more and more with the shift. They're actually rearranging the teacups on the table and trying to show me things like so I know that not to overthink it. The more I talk, the more they're going to communicate through me. That's how this works. Because I don't have a guide here telling me what to do, but I can guide myself because I've done this so much. But yeah, they're trying to show me the lizard person is I almost want to feel like their land is called Tarentia, and then I think their name was like Cassiopeia or something like that. I don't know. So they're very smart. They're quick on their feet too. I can't keep up. It's almost draining my energy to be around them because they're so like, they're not that high vibration, but their energy is very fast. They work fast. They walk very fast. Like we think we walk fast. Like, oh my god, they walk like 5 times faster. Like the fastest runner is like their walking speed, like because they have these like legs that go anyway. So I'll be checking. If you guys never seen these type of videos from me before, I can still open my eyes and be in this deep state. I'm just checking my battery, my camera, and my mic from time to time. But anyway, I would hate to talk and then the battery shuts off without me being aware, you know. But yeah, I gotta say, they're showing me these teacups. So we're in like one teacup right now. We're in one grouping, one category of life, and that's our 3 dimension. So we're basically, it's almost like, I keep seeing it as this like covering. I don't want to say a D-O-M-E, but it's a covering of sorts still above us, and that still hasn't been ripped. It's almost like they're gonna just like peel the fabric, and then it'll all flood in, all the knowledge, all the awareness. And this is what I've been coming into conclusion lately, is knowledge is power. It's like we hear that all our life, but we don't truly get it until we get a little more mature, a little more ripened. And I guess the fruits of my wisdom needed to be more ripe and mature to realize what truly that means. And it is true, right? Because love is power, but if you don't know how to channel it correctly, or you don't channel it at all, or don't know, like it's useless, right? Intellect, knowledge, you know, this is why there's a race, a speed. Everything's with speed now to get this intellect, this intelligence. You see what I'm saying? In the palm of everyone's hand, in a handheld device. But anyway, I won't go into that. But I am seeing here, this lizard person, Cassiopeia, is saying to me that there's other teacups. So the shift is just simply movement from one teacup to another. So I see the split, the separation is more, a lot of people will not be aware rather of this split. They will just move from one teacup to another teacup, meaning the kind of dome or like area of inhabitants that we reside in. And the ones that are aware, they will physically see the teacup unveil over our heads. It's not an actual teacup, but they're showing me through the teacups, right? Like we're little people in this teacup that's covered, and we're on the plate, but right now we're covered. So when we're uncovered, we can see it all, and then we're going to be able to see the other teacups, the other worlds, the planets, etc. So those that kind of like what everyone says, don't make the shift, will just simply be transferred from one teacup to another. How does that look like? Well, let's be honest. In our point of view, that person will unfortunately pass on. That's the only way. A very small percent, maybe 2%, which is a lot of percent still, in my opinion. I mean, no, I think it's more like 0.2%. They're showing me very, like, even 0.002%. They're showing like this, like, very small percent of people with some higher dimensional awareness and soul level knowledge will go through portals. So they're gonna go through a portal. They will just walk through, and they will go that way. I'm seeing like asteroids now. They're showing me asteroids falling. That's another sign. So pay attention to your dream when you start communicating with lizard. Yeah, that we're close. Okay. They're showing me like 28. I've been seeing even 28 a lot lately, honestly. Now it's starting to make sense. I think it's more. Oh boy, great. Well, okay. It's more toward 2026, 2028. That era, there's still a lot of uncertainty because everything has been speeding up in time. We're living as if every day is like literally they're showing me like 2 years of activity in terms of like, imagine like this huge cable, and inside this huge cable you unmask the tape, and there's many little cables, and then you unmask another little cable, and there's even more little cables in that little cable, and then you unmask that cable, and there's even more little tape, like to the point where it's like protons, like literally, like this is how action-packed everything is right now. And this is why everything is, there's a flood here, there's an earthquake there, oh my god, someone I know died, oh my god, all in one day. So these are but just the initial tremors, as if the initial spark of a plug. So you know what it's like to plug in your hot iron. You press that plug into the outlet, but before you press it, you can just hold it there, and if you ever did that slowly, you could see the spark. It goes. That's why you always have to be fast when you plug something in, because otherwise it's gonna go. It's just gonna spark, and it could fry something. You know, it's like trying to put a fork through an outlet. You're just gonna fry it. So, this is where some people pass on. Unfortunately, not everyone, but some of it is just their time, their soul contract. But a lot of people are doing it too slow. They're not plugging in fast enough, so they're kind of burning themselves out. They're almost like frying their internal mechanism, the way they function, their organ system. I see a lot of people just being fried out, and it's not burnout. It's just you're going too slow. You need to. this is where people get left behind. It's like you're not doing it fast enough, you're not progressing fast enough, you're not tapping in fast enough. So content like this will help us kind of flow, and this is why I felt today like I needed to do this video. And you know, people have been requesting it to, like, do more. But I don't do it if someone tells me to do it. I do it only when I feel like it's the right time. So today felt like perfect time. And so when I'm good, I'm healthy, I have tons of energy, I'm alone, my mind is clear, I'm open spiritually. You know, I even meditated every night for a few nights before doing this, just to really make sure I'm more tapped in and prepared. So they're showing me a lot. So those who are plugging in on a normal fast speed, some people are plugging in faster than others. Also make sure not to plug in too fast. Meaning, if you try to learn everything so quickly and pick up every book you know about this stuff too quickly, you're going to burn and fry yourself out. So then universe will kind of give you, hey, like, you're not gonna, you know, nothing bad's gonna happen to you, but you have to take a step back, reevaluate. Am I doing things too fast? Am I going too fast? They're also reassuring me, for people, I already knew this, but reassuring me that, because I get downloads during the day, but like reassuring me to tell people that the reason, you know, you're kind of separating and parting ways from people now. They're not reaching out to you as much. They're not wanting to talk. They're not wanting to hang out with you. They make false promises. They flake. They say they want to hang out, and then they don't. Or vice versa. You don't feel like it. You don't feel like in the mood. You used to crave social interaction before, but now you don't. It's because they're either plugged in and you're not, or you're plugged in and they're not. Or maybe it's just a matter of just the separation in general. Maybe you both are not plugged in enough and you need to take time away from each other. Maybe you're both plugged in too much and you need to take time away from each other. Because, you know, they're showing me 2 matches, and it's like when you put 2 matches together, it's one flame. You're a big flame, and that's appropriate in instances, but you're not as effective as if you were off on your own. You light the darkness in one corner of the world and you go off and light the darkness in another. So if you're always together with your quote unquote you know, partner, best friend, then you're not really doing the work. It's like you're limited to that person and what's in their mind, what's in their mentality. They're showing me like this wrapping around the mind, the halo. There is like a halo around all of our heads like this. If we just do this, you know, we're gonna feel so good. Just like putting your palm like this over your mind, wrapping it around you, and it's just like you give yourself energy. You let the energies flow. It just feels so nice to do this. You know, it's like giving yourself a kind of head rub, you know. But your hands hold power. Where you put your hand, where you place it. You're having a hurt and you put your hand there. That's healing, right? We all know that. What else? It's so weird because this is such a unique shift. Like, there's gonna be some people, the shift will be instant. For some people, it's gonna be gradual. So it literally almost, I want to say, it's just gonna be different for everyone. It's gonna be like, because you're living a timeline different than others. For some people, time is going too fast. For me, it's going freaking fast. Like, at one point, every day felt like 12 hours. Now it feels like 5 hours, honestly. So I'm living, like, example, I'm living a different time than you or your neighbor or, you know, whatever. And maybe your neighbor's living the same speed I am, but speed doesn't indicate you're better or that you're doing it better. No, it just indicates that's where you're supposed to be during the shift. That's your place. It's like someone saying, okay, at a racetrack, and you're supposed to go in position A, they're supposed to go in position C, they're supposed to go in position Y. you know, I'm sure it's numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but I'm seeing it more like letters, like you're A, you're B, you're Y, okay? And we all have our place on the racetrack, and it doesn't matter who's going fast, who's going slow, it's all part of the shift. So the shift is a mix of timeline. This is why everyone doesn't know what the heck is gonna unfold, because everyone's saying different things. Everyone's saying it's gonna be instant, everyone's saying it's gonna be gradual, then they're saying in between, and no one knows. Is because you're not supposed to know. It's like everyone has their own time to experience this shift. So you decided as soul, I see, how fast you wanted to experience it before you came here. So you said, oh, I wanted to go fast in like the span of 5 days, and then someone else, Earth days, and then someone else said, I wanted to go 50 years long. I want to live it to the fullest and experience it fully. So those people who have passed on, especially those S-U-D-D-E-N events, they chose instantaneous. So a lot of them, mass majority of those people you hear about, like, oh my god, they just dropped and they were gone, like all of a sudden out of the blue or while they were asleep, those are gonna go instant. Those chose instant. I'm seeing half, so it's like half and half. Like I feel like half of people are gonna go instant, half of people are gonna go within anywhere from a few days to, honestly, like I said, 50 years. Like this is not gonna stop in this earth time for the next 50 years, like 45, 50 at least. It's slower than you think, but you can already always consciously choose to be at that place, at that position. This is a half a century long event. That's all I'll say. And this will transform everything. This will take us to where we're meant to go and be. So guys, I went to change my battery, of course. And the lizard person literally told me just the fact that I see them now in this state of being means that it's close, that it's here, that we're near. And I almost want to get emotional about it, but I already know. I don't need to cry out of joy. Yes, and I see a lot of pain out of the joy, though. It's like people know it's here, it's coming, things are different, people are different, the environment's different, the weather's different, the air, the atmosphere's different. Your sleep schedules have been changed 100,000 times. And you just keep wondering when. You see the 11:11 on the clock, the 2:22, the 3:33, the 4:44, the 5:55. And you just keep going, and some of you are losing hope, some of you, but that's because we're just right around the corner. Don't give up. So many I see want to give up. They're going through a financial situation. They're stressed. They lost someone they love. Don't lose sight of who you are. Those things are not everything. Yes, people can be your everything at one point, but sometimes they're meant to leave to remind us not to leave ourselves, not to forget about ourselves. And that's hard to grasp when I know there's a lot of people who have way more empathy, way more compassion than even I can conceive right now. And it's hard for me to say how to resolve that of my own mind. But all I can tell you is to have a multi-dimensional awareness that even us, you, me, I, everyone else, is not everything either. Let's put it this way. You sign on to play a video game. You are the soul. Your avatar is you right now. So your soul is playing you right now. Why would your soul focus on another avatar when there's a multitude of things to focus on in this virtual matrixical reality? I mean, you know, if you like walk down the street with your avatar, why would you focus so much on that lady that's on the street in front of the bakery shop? Or why would you focus on, you know, how your friend avatar that you play with all the time, how their armor looks? Why? Like, you're busy focusing on how you will look, how you will be perceived as. But even your soul is not that aware of yourself. Your soul is more focused on the surroundings, and how they feel about their experience playing this game. And if they don't like something about the game, they can change the experience. So this is how you start tapping into your multidimensional self, is that at least even just a part of your multidimensional self, because it's many aspects. But what is it that I am doing to make my experience? Maybe I need to change the video game, and right now we're changing the video game. You see, the shift is simply you switching the CD from Grand Theft Auto to Final Fantasy. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? You're done with this video game. This is the shift. You're done. We're done. And the reason it can take up to 50 years is because you have the power now to choose. As soul, you don't have power over it. Your soul does. Do I stop playing this video game? Do I put the power button switch on off, take out the CD, and change it with a new game? Or do I take it out for good and not play this game anymore, not reincarnate, not cycle through? That's your soul decision, but you don't know. Now, I kind of want to tap in. I know this sounds scary. I'm a little hesitant to ask because I'm like, oh my god, what if I don't get an answer I'm looking for? But I would like to ask the lizard person, what is my shift going to be like? They're showing me 320,000. That giveaway, that's like my subscriber count, okay? They're saying, yeah, they're nodding. They're like, yes, you have a lot of people watching you. Although, maybe not that many watching this video. They're trying to say, you know, there's many still. And that many watching this will be having the same experience. I'm going to switch now and talk as if I'm the lizard to make this easier monologue. You're asking about the shift, but it is a shift in your vibration. If you grab a blueberry and you squish it in the palm of your hand, that blueberry has changed its component. It is now liquid and mush. You could choose to scratch the CD and destroy it, but why would you? Your soul chooses not to do such. But you know what's best, what's more fulfilling for you. When someone chooses to interrupt their lifetime early due to unforeseen circumstances, they are simply smushing the blueberry because they can. Their soul simply chose to interrupt. Some people grab the PlayStation, as you call it, and mash it to the floor just because they can, or throw a bat to the TV screen just because they can, and their life gets cut. They are no longer this avatar. The soul of theirs no longer wanted to play this game. That's all it comes to. So your experience will be whatever you choose to experience as Soul Tony. I do not foresee a potential timeline of it being interrupted. Thankfully. Yours will be between 2 and 20 years. 2 and 20 years. The real changes shall begin in 2025 through 2043. That is your shift. That is your timeline. Did I answer your question? Well, in that time, it is a length of time, is it not? One of your pets will make it through that time, and one of them will not, but that is due to old age. Family shall stay around. There will continue to be family members more distant family members who choose to walk away. There's one person you know or has come across in your life in a far past who is one of those portal walkers, and they will just walk through and be gone. Almost like the cases you hear about someone vanishing out of thin air. Missing, gone missing, missing person. A lot of times those occur, and we hear more and more frequently of those instances due to portal walkers, those who have been summoned to a location and then their carcass simply gets deposited back into the earth terra as not to raise an eyebrow or two from the overlords of this inhabitants. We're very peculiar about your people, but also very precautious as not to raise an eyebrow among the crowd. This has to go smoothly. This has to go right. This has to go perfectly. One wrong little mistake and it messes everything up. It almost is as if we have to start all over again, or if that were to occur, we would just simply erase everyone's memory for a brief night, and that would be that. Now you are asking about the sun. I cannot help but giggle. Everyone believes that there will be a microburst, that your solace, your sun, shall burst. It will be more like an internal concaving of sorts. Your sun will almost fold in and of itself. You won't be able to really see much of it. You might see just like a halo or a ring, but it's not going to burst on your planet. That is not how this works. It is an invisible, anywhere between micro and macro gamma ray. There will be a blue ray. see it. Honestly, you won't even be able to feel it. It's an invisible force. Again, we are precautious with how we ascend. The inhabitants of this special place. And thus, it will be as smooth an experience possible. Just like your flight attendant tells you that this will be a smooth. I'm checking the microphone for you. This will be a smooth ride. This will be a smooth, non-turbulent flight. This is us reassuring to you not to fear, not to worry. There will be earthquakes prior to this microgamic burst. We say micro because in terms of the sun's size, it is just it just needs a tiny speck. Why would you think that the sun would explode? That would create chaos, devastation, that would rip multiple fabrics of our universe. We are not here to destroy. It is not this Solas's time. His name, it is a masculine, is Solas. Solarias. Sola candera cantreta tostoinga yambaya faka. Ingo de trestana magaika geistom bakaya fire ikanya dera makokoyes de popota. Inguliketande de trenda stoi cambayat. Que forste candele tende storbanda van quaistak. Istische strenda kosti cambayist que faindo bacalanda treda tokoyast. Gintistra da pokanfetist. I was communicating with your son. We speak at times. You can speak to your son. When was the last time you spoke to him, gave him some respect, and told him how much you appreciated his light? It is not God, it is just a part, but it plays such a huge role of God. Solus is almost as serious and important as the eyeball of God. That is how huge of a role he plays. The reason the sun is there so he can watch us. Eyes are the window to the soul, no? So almost as if when he sheds his tear over us is when he finally is proud of us. He loves us the most. He gives his love. It's hard to explain. It's hard to be conceivable in your human ears. You are all so very, very limited, and it is very frustrating to try to reach out to you all and translate what this is all about. There are going to be, after the shift, megalithic structures with, at the top of the tower, these kind of almost pitchfork-looking piers, vertical piers, with a miniature Solus sun cavity in between, floating in between the two pillars, the two forks. And those will be charged by Solus, and Solus will be charged by them. A constant inter-exchange of energies, almost like making love to one another. And he sends his love through these towers down into the base says you're going to have very tall towers. Very tall towers. To the point where if one were to fly above your place of inhabitance, they could actually see the spikes, the little specks, the little pillars. It's going to look like two little things, needles sticking out of your planet. A lot of you during the shift, I'm seeing a lot of 2028 will have to move into towers, taller structures. You're going to hear about structures having to be rebuilt, some gone, destroyed, some renewed, renovated, remodeled. You can hear a lot of sound familiar? Ra. The sun god Ra. Remodel, refurbish, refinish, redo, restart, reset. And you're beginning to speak in this new tongue of just like the light language incantation to Solarius. Solus is his name, but Solarius is his twin. This is where the emanation of the twin flame energy comes in. He has a twin sun on another universe, on another solar system, but there are no planets in that solar system. One twin became quite, I would say, envious of the other, so your sun is the more higher evolved of the two. So yes, even suns communicate distances away you can't even see, but universes away. It is not hot at the center. This is a misconception. Because you need to, when you send your crafts, your space ships, and this is speaking to those out there operating such simple machinery. You cannot just send your craft onto the surface of a Venus, onto the surface of a sun. You have to change the vibration of the craft. You have to put this Solarius onto this spaceship, and it will communicate with it. It will say it is safe to come in, and thus you shall enter the sun. And the energy will shift to where you can almost walk through solar walls, because it is just emanating plasma. There is no surface. It is just a being. Same with Venus. Change the vibration of the craft. Then you can go on it. It is still inhabitable in another viewpoint, in another perception. I'm being careful with my time here because this body's energy system is becoming slightly depleted. I will link it back to you, Tony. Thank you, Cassiopeia. Why am I hearing a lot about dragons lately? I'm seeing red and yellow dragon symbology. Does it have to do with something with This is the coming shift, he says. This is the coming shift. This next year is really when it starts to get it's saying scary for a lot of people, but that's because a lot of people will be shifting earlier. So I won't have to worry myself necessarily. I will just more continue to be witnessing, observing things, and it's great to know. And I had a feeling, I used to think, things would get cut short in terms of time, or, life in general. But actually, I've been having this, the closer I get to age, I've been having more like premonitions of feelings of like, I know I'm gonna be here, I know I'm still gonna stick around, I'm still gonna be alive. Like, it's just more about, there's that certainty, but it's more about like, I'm still gonna have to watch, I'm still gonna have to see things unfold. So I'm not supposed to worry until the year after next year, and more the end of that year. It's more further out for me, when I really have to like experience, because I don't know, I just have to be like, I already know my purpose, my divine plan here. It's not that hard, it's just more, I pretty much chose the experience. They're showing me like someone watching a movie, like that's it, like, I'm just, my shift is when the movie is over and I can go home, like, the credit rolls and I get up from my chair, that's it, like, but the dragon is like, yeah, that's symbolizing like it's starting for 10 to 20% of the populace next year. Is really, it's gonna be like, okay, picking up speed, things really, like, I think more people are gonna start noticing the time speeding up and stuff. So I almost feel like, not to sound a certain way, but people are a little behind in picking up certain things, and that's next year's when they're no longer gonna be behind. They're gonna start to notice it more, and it's just all about like, it's an eye roll, because it's like, oh well, if you've already been through that, and maybe some of you watching have already been through experiencing a lot of these like symptoms and ascension symptoms and stuff like that, headaches, dizziness, pains, nausea, blah blah blah, then you're gonna have to go through like the eye roll of like watching other people go through it next year, and you're like, oh, I've already done that, like now I have to sit here and listen to them complain, and when I complained they didn't listen to me or pay attention to my needs, so now I have to be there for them. So we were almost like the first troopers, so to speak, to go through that, so that we could be there for those going through it starting next year. But 2025 is really when it starts for like half the people. Like by 2028, like 75% of people, like it's like it picks up pace and then it kind of sloughs off a little, so everyone can falling behind. I don't think anyone's gonna be left behind. Everyone's always like, oh, don't get left behind, rapture, blah blah blah. No, everyone has a special place to go. We are the most powerful, one of the most powerful inhabitants out there. Like, this is such a special freaking place, and I wish people would just snap out of the hypno already, no pun intended, but wake up and realize, smell the flowers a bit, smell the coffee in the morning, and realize how grateful you should be to be here, to be alive. Do what you have to do. Like, they keep showing me October, like literally next month. Like, October is actually when it truly begins. Like, October is basically 2024. Like, there's already gonna be people like, this is when like the true starting point is next month. Like, truly, like, we're here, and I think this is why they wanted me to send this message out now. No waiting whatsoever. There's no time to waste. This has been 30-40 years plus in the making, and it's finally going to be here. Make sure you hydrate. I sound like a broken record because I hear this from everyone, but hydrate. Drink a lot of water. Breathe through your belly. Breathe deeply. Sleep if you need to sleep. Take breaths. Take it easy. Stop worrying about money. Stop worrying about... Hell, at this point, you can just spend it without worrying. I'm telling you, because you won't have to worry. We won't need it with this shift anyway. Might as well spend what you got. Spend what you earned. Spend what you worked for. Yes, don't be a fool. Keep some. I keep seeing... Oh, they keep pushing back the date. I honestly thought it was going to be next year, but they keep saying now 2025, 2020, more like 2026. Beginning of 2026 is when the things change with our pentacles, currency, the coins, everything. Some things need to get pushed back for other things to happen. The other priorities needed to be addressed, but we're on good terms. There are good people working for us. Are there still bad souls out there? Yes, they haven't gone away. It is foolish to think that the bad souls have left this earth. They too need to be here to learn, to experience, have compassion. If someone is horrible to you at work, have compassion. That is their experience. They don't even know the beginning of it. Maybe they do. Have compassion anyway. If someone is not fully there and you keep telling them to give you something and they just keep wandering off, being forgetful, not attentive to your needs, not giving you what you're looking for, have compassion. Because you don't know what that person is experiencing during this shift. If people get hurt during this shift, Morocco, Libya, look what's been happening lately. They chose that experience. Those souls collectively chose that experience as soul. Some of them, a smaller percent, did not. They just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. But that was also an experience, was it not? And for some of them, it was also paying off karmic debts. Everything is in universal divine harmony, balance, equilibrium. Everything is inherently good, as it should be. Even the bad guys have a role to play. Even the bad guys are good. Their soul is good. They choose to play the bad character, the villain in your video game, in your Grand Theft Auto CD. Oh, how everything makes sense now, doesn't it? Doesn't everything just make sense and make you smile and be happy because you know everything's all good? You can ride on the butterfly wings of life. Flap, flap, float away, drift away. Go take that vacation. Fly to somewhere new. Enjoy. Is our time not limited here? Why did you start this video game to begin with? To suffer? Why would you play a game that makes you feel like crap? Why do we choose to be in this tumult? This avenue of misery? Oh, but why? Why do you choose it, my friends? Why? Is it not foolish to keep going down the same route of misery over and over and over again? What are you so woeful about? You'll see your friends and family again. Don't worry about them. Don't worry about who's not reaching out. Many people worry about that. Why is my ex not reaching back out? Why is my A friend not reaching back out. Why is this family member not talking to me? Why are they so unforgiving and angry? Don't forget the split, the divine separation. We have to split to be unity again. We're going from 2 to 1 again. We've been in 2. Separated but working together. Now we have to be 1. We're working backwards. The dragon is going to be there next year to remind us to work together as 1. The 2 matches to 1 flame. Right now you need to be separate, but will come a time when you 2 come together once more. They're showing me even 3. This will sound insane, but some of you are even walking around as 2 avatars at the same time on this earthly plane, but you will never bump into each other. The universe won't allow it. 1 person's in China, 1 person's in Oman. 1 person's in Brazil, 1 person's in Mexico, 1 person's in Canada, 1 person's in Alaska. There's some of you have 2 of you walking around. It's usually always boy and girl. Sometimes male, male. Sometimes female, female. But you have no sense of awareness of this other, but you will know it is such if you frequently are purchasing 2 of everything for yourself, or you always feel like something's missing, or there's that other person, but it's not like yearning for marriage, but yearning for another part of you that has never been there. It's not even quite like yearning for another friend, but it could feel like that, at least similar to that as well. But you will come together as 1 after the shift takes place. A lot of you need to slow down on your sugary, sweet consumption, mostly drinks, caffeinated beverages, iced teas that are sweet, sodas, what you call pop. Just like you stain your teeth with those things, you stain yourself. Your internal everything becomes sticky, sugary. Your body is not a sugar factory. It is not Willy Wonka in there. Grab the apple rather than even the apple juice, because apple juice has a load of sugar. This stickiness will not allow you to process the elevation in the best way that you want. Start with your beverage consumption. Food can be more challenging to control than start with your beverage. When you drink a lot of water, you will flush all of that out. You will melt the sugars in your system. I almost see like sugar crystals in some people's tubes, just all crystallized, all sugary. You need to pressure wash that off with a lot of water. Makes sense. Your body will heal itself. Trust in your own healing. I don't need to tell you how to heal yourself. But everything is so beautiful and continues to be. The shift will continue to take place. Have patience with yourself. I feel for a while everyone is going to stop talking about the shift. And it needs to take place so people can finally let go. There's this constant pressure of a shift to happen, and it's not happening because we constantly communicate about it. When you obsess, when you don't let go, you don't manifest. So we are collectively obsessing about this shift. Well, we need to let it go. It's not going to happen how anyone expects it to happen. It's written in the book of life, is it not? Were you not forewarned ahead of time of these coming changes? But it's not even going to happen even the way you read it, because the way you read is the way that is unique and custom to your own personal experience, my friends. So again, just like everyone has a custom experience of the shift, you have a custom experience reading the book of life, which you call the Holy Bible. Everyone has their own unique translation. This is why the book is so lengthy. No one is going to read that same exact book the same way all the way through with exactly the same interpretations, such as Nostradamus's predictions, such as Baba Vanga's predictions. I guarantee you everyone has their own translation. Your experience is what you will experience. That's why it's called your experience, your shift. The shift is just shifting your mind to change how you view the world. And then after the shift is over, then you become anew. And then others around you become anew. Everyone becomes anew. Renewed. Renewed. Upgraded. The game maker has upgraded from GTA 5 to GTA 7. Makes sense. You are just upgrading games, better quality, better vehicles, better planes, better equipment, better clothing, a new city. Makes sense. And it won't be scary as GTA, I promise. But that I just had to use that as an example. So shift is just really you shifting your mind, shifting to your own custom experience. It's different for everyone. Let go of it being one whole big event, one whole big solar flash. No. Has it happened yet? Have people continued to talk about it and it hasn't happened yet? Exactly. Let it go. Calm your mind. Stop obsessing over the same obsessive thoughts. I know. It's hard. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Life can return to normal again. We don't need to feed the insanity of everyone saying this, everyone saying that. It's like we're all a bunch of children excited for Santa Claus to come to town. I mean, this is what it is. But he never came. We are Santa Claus. We have the gift of life already. It's right under your nose. It's right in front of you. You are it. You are the present, the precious gift to this world. You can feed the hungry. You can feed the animals outside. You can make this a better world for yourselves. Feed those good thoughts. Feed yourself good vibes. Feed yourself a new viewpoint. Feed yourself water. A lot of you need to spend more time in water. Even just like 5-minute longer showers. Bask in a lake, a river, a bay, a gulf, a stream, ocean. Somewhere with water. Clear water. Clean water. No mucky substances. And I do want to ask one last question. Recently, I went to the Gulf of Mexico. I live literally by the Gulf. On this island I love to go to. And when I was in the water, this never happened. But for the first time, these white fish, about this size, a school of them, a multitude of them, kept tapping my finger creatures. They were fish. I could see them in the clear water. I was just in the shallow bit of it. And they kept tapping my feet, my toes, and only my hands and my feet. Those are the only two places that they kept tapping at me, bumping into my hands and my feet. And I immediately, my first impression, because I sat in that water for like 2 hours, just in a completely calm, meditative state, just a chill vibration, that it was part of the 5D, that like I started tapping into what it must have been like to, because I've experienced surreal things in that beach, on that ocean. There was once a sense of overwhelming euphoria when I went there, and in 2021, and I felt like I've never felt before, just this ecstasy, this pure bliss, and this ultimate extreme high. And I feel like that was always a special place to be, and that always drew me in to go there. But what was that school of fish about? Why did they keep raising my attention? Okay, literally, like, that was to raise my attention. That they were there to tell me that this was another sign that it's about to take place. Just like the lizard, just like the dragon. I've been getting a lot of this like weird, like I've never even seen, like even out and about in public, like people I've never seen before. Like even going to the store normally, I always see like, you always see like the same people or certain types of people, or like, the same old, you go to the same place. And it's like, these people look like they're from like just different parts of the world. Like I've never seen like, someone in Manhattan in my part of town, like, right? You know what I mean? Like different clothing, different face, different. It's just like, and my intuition is always like, they must be some otherworldly beings. And honestly, at this point, I have to follow that gut and say, no, for the most part, but some of them are. They wanted to raise my attention. That it's here. The animals are connecting to us more. The deer are no longer shying away from us. They're approaching us. Birds approaching us. Ants, lizards, they're walking up to us. They no longer fear the human. They see the connection. These are just little signs and hints, but I see asteroids, that red comet, orange and red comet, this comet that's supposed to just hit or go by. I just see like a big blaring comet. And that's almost like, I feel like that happens when we're done with the shift, and it has to wipe out the rest of the old on that older time period. But we won't experience it. We're not here to experience the pain. We're not here to experience the suffering. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be amazing. And if you need to experience pain and suffering, it's because you haven't cleaned out. You haven't cleared it away. You haven't healed. You haven't worked through. Now is your time to heal through, work through while there's peace, while there's stillness, while there's silence. But you don't have that much time left, because there will be a lot of happenings unfolding to where the last thing you will be thinking about is sitting, closing your eyes, and meditating. This is why that work needs to be done now. So you can be there to help others, because you won't have time. Because it will go so quickly. And so much will occur in a shorter period. They say not to fear or worry about 20 years or 50 years, because that's going to be like 2,000 years, 200 years, maybe even 200,000 years. Do you know what I'm saying? It's going to be fun. I already feel it. Like, it's just going to feel like free floating, riding on the wave of just life and its ever expansion in this cosmic universe. they like showing me like closing the chapter in this book. It's time to go home, so I feel like I'm gonna start to slowly wake up now. 5, getting back into my body. 4, being physically here. 3, eyes wide awake, open. 2, cold splash of water in my face, feeling refreshed. 1, back out of hypnosis, alive, feeling wonderfully amazing and excellent. So, poopsies, thank you so very much for joining me on this journey. This is another long one here, so yeah, I guess my version, because again, at the end of the day, it's going to be my experience or how I'm going to perceive what's going to happen. This is why everyone's interpretation is so vastly different, is because that person you watch talking about the shift is talking about the shift in their viewpoint, from their eyes. That's not how it's going to, and especially if that message doesn't resonate with you, it's not going to be what they say. But at the same time, it's also going to be a mix of everyone's collective experience encountered at the same time yours is collectively experienced and encountered within others' experiences. So this vast network of just experience, and because more people are activating into this collective experience, that's what makes it the experience. This is the shift. The shift, it just was a time where we all had to just experience the same thing collectively, and it did start in 2020. That's when we all had to experience the same thing. That was just like the beginning precursor. Although that had a negative limelight to it, this is going to be a more positive one, obviously. So, and it's going to last much longer. This is just, that didn't last long. So, yeah, and as we know, what doesn't last long is not truth. Yeah. So, anyway, this will take with us, I feel also, we're going to take this experience with us in eternity forever when we're done with our assignment here and when we continue to live here. This is going to be something we go through the rest of our life. It doesn't just stop by the year 2072, 3, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be something we take with us and future generationally as well. And I feel also as if a lot of people who are already here on this earth for a long time are starting to notice it more than those who are just being born into earth within the last few years. Like the youth are not going to really notice because they've already been born into this shift. But I feel like the older people are more freaked out about it because it's so different from how they were born many years ago. But us in between 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s are more kind of freaking out, and not at the same time we're calm as well, because we realize it's just what's supposed to happen. It's been written, the ancients have been talking about this for millennia. I mean, it's here, guys. It's exciting. Use your own discernment. If I said it's going to be sudden for you, it probably will. Like, meaning, if you heard me talk about when I talked about, like, is it going to be sudden or is it going to be quick? Mine's going to be, sudden and quick, or is it going to be gradual? Mine's going to be more gradual, which I'm okay with. I'm at peace. That's what I chose. I already know I'm going to be around. I feel like I need to be around a long time to help still a lot of souls through stuff, healing, and, that's always what I've been trying through is help and healing and stuff, that craft. But if when I said quick and it resonates with you, that's probably going to be quick for you. If you more resonate where it's slower and gradual like me, then that's going to be slow and gradual for you. So that's kind of what I'm getting at here. But I liked that lizard, and it felt very like friendly and calm but stern at the same time. Now I met a new guide. I didn't know I had a lizard spirit guide, but that's pretty cool because I always said like I'm a lizard because I get cold easily and I always want warmth. Thus the blanket. So thank you very much for listening. I'm glad I got to do this again. It's probably going to be a long time since I even opened my mouth about the shift anymore because I kind of want to stop talking about it. I don't want to stop listening about it because honestly, there's just more and more information because we're all tapping in more and more now. The floodgates are basically wide open right now, so we're tapping in more. But what do they say? We have to let go. We have to stop talking about it because it's like you can't let the universe work for you if you obsess over something. Like we can't, okay? We have to just, and I know it's hard because of like our minds, if we don't obsess about something, like if we don't talk about good stuff, we're going to talk about bad stuff. But it's not bad to talk about the bad too, because you need to let out the darkness to be shined to the light. At least that's what I'm aware of. But yeah, obsessing is no good either. So like just kind of find your happy medium, really. Sometimes you need to go in between both. You know, a lot of people, a lot of souls still have to focus on the bad and the good, then the bad again, then the good. Dip in and out, in and out, in and out until you get out of your system what you need to get out, you know? So there you go. I hope you enjoyed these messages. Thank you. God bless you all. I love you all so much. And these are different times, very, very different from what we've ever experienced, ever. So get ready, I'm excited, I'm ready, I'm like, yes, I know it's gonna be a great experience, and I'm ready for freaking change, man. Like, I'm tired of, like, you know, the same day in and out, you know. This is what I came here to freaking do. Like, yeah, I am ready, I'm prepared, I've been ready, I'm just waiting, I'm still like, yep, are y'all ready? Yeah, because I've been sitting looking at my clock like, alright guys, I think that's about it. If this didn't make sense to you, you're not familiar with spiritual topics, let it make sense with how it resonates with you. We're all different frequencies. Let this frequency resonate with what it resonates with you. It doesn't have to make sense. Make sense. Cool. Okay. Bye. Subscribe, tap the bell, hit all notifications. Check my website, TonyBomboni.com. Please listen to my ASMR albums. Check me out on Spotify. Follow me on Spotify. We're trying to get to 50,000 monthly listeners. I'm almost there. I'm almost there, guys. Okay. Check out my booking services. Get yourself a Reiki healing, perhaps. Tarot reading, perhaps. And my online course as well. Okay, it's only $28. It's $100 off. It was $128. Now it's only $28. Limited time only. Get that online course while you can before it's too late. Before it's too late. I just re-listened to my online course recently. All 6 hours of content, and so much information. Everything you need to know perfectly mentioned in detail in those 11 modules. So learn something new today. You enjoyed this video, you enjoy learning something new from me for just this measly hour. You get 6 hours on the online course. Go check it out, TonyBomboni.com. And God bless, love, and light to you all, and I will see you